20 years ago, Europe was the clear leader of the global economy. So why has it fallen behind today? More importantly, is this just a slowdown or a quiet decline? The European Union, once one of the most powerful economic blocs in the world, wasn't just competing with the United States, it was even ahead of it at times. With the legacy of the Industrial Revolution, strong engineering, and scientific leadership, Europe shaped the 20th century. But today the picture looks very different. The stage now belongs to the US and China. Europe is following behind. So what changed? Why did Europe miss this transformation? Welcome to Money Legacy. In this video, we'll explore how the European Union moved from being the world's largest economic power to its current position. Why the 2008 financial crisis was a turning point. Germany's weakening economic model. The demographic and migration dilemma. Why Europe fell behind in the tech race. And where it may stand in the future global order. 20 years ago, the European Union was the largest economy in the world. In some measures, it even surpassed the United States. But today, everything has changed. Europe is now behind not only the US, but also China. If we look at the major technological breakthroughs of the 20th century, we see Europe's signature: nuclear physics, passenger aircraft, internal combustion engines. But what about the 21st century? Electric vehicles, battery technologies, artificial intelligence, quantum computing. Europe's name is barely mentioned in these areas. Today, the European Union is trying to compete with China, facing conflict with Russia, and dealing with strained relations with the US. Its population is aging, energy costs are high, and it is losing economic momentum. So the key question is the European Union fading from the global stage? The roots of this decline are not new. The 2008 financial crisis was a major turning point. Until then, Europe and the US were moving at a similar pace, but after the crisis, the US recovered quickly thanks to its resources, while Europe struggled to keep up. In many European countries, income per capita only recently returned to 2008 levels, and in some, it still hasn't. Germany is a key example. For years, it was the industrial engine of Europe, built on three main advantages: cheap Russian gas, exports to China, and a strong industrial base. But today, all three have weakened. Russian gas is no longer cheap, and China has shifted from being a customer to a direct competitor. In fact, Germany now imports production equipment from China. Another major issue for Europe is demographics. The population is aging and the working age population is shrinking. This directly limits economic growth. At the same time, there's a clear mismatch in the labor market, a stagnation in skilled jobs, but serious shortages in healthcare and service sectors. Europe needs immigration to fill this gap, yet anti-immigration sentiment is rising. This creates a difficult balance. The technology side is even more striking. If you look at the world's largest companies, the US is dominated by tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Nvidia. In Europe, the list is mostly made up of traditional industries. There are very few major next-generation tech companies. Europe does produce ideas and patents, but many of them move to the US to scale because that's where the capital, deep financial markets, and flexible startup environment are. A key moment in this shift was the launch of the iPhone in 2007. Europe was strong in telecommunications, but it missed the shift to the platform economy. Social media, app ecosystems, and the data economy became dominated by the US. Europe failed to catch this wave and also fell behind in the next stage: artificial intelligence. Energy is another critical factor. After the Russia-Ukraine war, energy costs in Europe rose sharply. Today, Europe uses significantly more expensive energy compared to the US and China. This reduces the competitiveness of its industry. There are also political challenges. The European Union is a complex and fragmented structure, with 27 member states, each with different interests. Making unified decisions is difficult. This makes it easier for external actors to take advantage of internal divisions. On top of all this, global power is shifting. The world is not only moving from west to east, but also from north to south. Asia is rising, and Africa is becoming more important. In this new balance, Europe is no longer at the center. So does this mean the European Union will collapse completely? Probably not. The level of economic and institutional integration is too deep. Abandoning the euro or breaking up the union would be extremely costly for everyone involved. A more likely scenario is this: The European Union continues to exist but does not return to its former strength. In other words, it becomes a more passive player. In a sense, Europe is no longer a fast-growing power, but a slower, more stable structure. Maybe the most accurate way to put it is this. The European Union is not dead, but it has lost its dominant position, and now plays a more limited role. So what comes next? Can the European Union overcome these challenges and regain strength? Or will it become a more limited actor on the global stage? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The world is changing, and Europe's place in it is no longer guaranteed. What do you think? Will the European Union lose its power completely, or can it rise again? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Stay wealthy.